I want to talk about how to think from the state and what that really means. It's a phrase that Neville Goddard uses a lot. You might have heard it a lot. You might have seen posts about it. Think from the state of the wish fulfilled is what it is. It's basically thinking in a manner that reflects that you already have your desire. So, but to do that, you need to change your self-image, because the person you are doesn't have your desire. So you don't see the world in that way. And the funny thing is, no one really sees the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And the important thing about your self-image, when you change your self-image, you change the way you view the world. And when you change the way you view the world, basically the way you view the world is a direct reflection of, your results and the conditions of life that you will continue to experience and continue to attract. And that's huge, because I notice we spend a lot of time, and I see this a lot, we spend a lot of time trying to manifest something, and like, oh yeah, I gotta press the subconscious mind, I gotta visualize and what I want and all this stuff, and that's good. That's one of the first steps, is to imagine, to basically paint this clear picture of the thing or experience, or whatever it is that you desire, like whatever it is that you want to experience. This can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be, or an experience, it can be anything, right? Or it can be a personality, it doesn't matter, whatever you impress the subconscious mind with, right? It's important to paint that clear picture, so the universe or whatever you believe have something to work with, so it can bring that thing to you. The problem is, most people stop there and neglect to change their self-image. They spend all this time wanting, like imagining. Imagine the thing is good. Yeah, it's very good. It's important. It's vital. It's crucial. But that's not enough. Like, you need to imagine being that person. Because if you're not imagine being that person, you're not thinking from that state. And again, if you're thinking in a particular way, you're going to continue to try to manipulate reality and do things, but in the wrong mindset. And if you do it in the wrong mindset, you're going to attract the wrong things. You're not going to get the results you want. You're not thinking from that state of the wish fulfilled. So how do we do that? Well, self-image. How do you change your self-image? Well, the same way you imagine your desire, you do your affirmations and what have you, you need to start changing your self-image. And the way that I realize, one of the best ways that I use this, continue to use it, and I'm going to continue to use it, is by listing out in the same manner you would the things that you want, but instead the kind of person that has those things. Like, for example, I will write out something like a list of character traits, like, being a genius, being attractive, being rich, being wealthy, being confident, being responsible, being trustworthy, being integral, being a leader, being persistent, being a bunch of character traits, right? Something that describes the kind of person who has the things that I want, and for you, the kind of person that describes the things that you want, whatever that may be. It can be a relationship, like I said, anything, it doesn't matter. Write this out. And what I want you to do is start looking into each individual word that you write out, descriptive phrase that you write out, and look up the meaning of each word that you look up, to kind of paint, again, we're painting a clear picture for the subconscious mind to do the work. The clearer the picture, the more exact and the faster you can get those results. Because once we paint that picture, that clear picture, just like we painted that clear picture for our desires for the universe to bring to us, we're painting a clear picture of the kind of person that has those things. And these two things combined, damn near instant manifestation. Because after we paint this picture, we see the world in a different way. Our subconscious mind starts looking for these things in reality, starts putting us in those situations. We start to attract people, attract opportunities, and we start to recognize these opportunities. I had times I had an opportunity right in front of my face the whole time for a year, and I never knew it was there because I wasn't thinking in the right way. I wasn't thinking from the state. And the second I started thinking from the state, I was like, holy it's been here the whole time. And it was like an instant manifestation. The universe is always listening and always trying to bring us those things. But we need to think from that state. And this is the powerful thing about changing your self-image. So list these words out, look up the meanings, find out what they mean, really dive deep into it, paint this clear picture of that kind of person. Because the second we start thinking in that way, we're going to start doing things in that way. Like you can't have I'll give you an example. Like you can't believe that you lose all the time. Like let's say I believe I'm a loser, right? If I believe I'm a loser, it doesn't matter what I do, the subconscious mind is going to find a way to prove to me that I'm a loser. It doesn't matter what I do. I can try to manipulate reality, do all the things, I can study and practice and do. It does not matter what I physically do. I may get some results, but I'm never going to get the results that a winner would do. Because manipulating reality or trying to do all this action doesn't mean nothing. It will result in nothing because it's not what I believe. My self-image is just tarnished. I'm never going to win. If I'm going to win, it's going to be small wins. It's program myself. So if I change that and start thinking like a winner, from the perspective of the winner, and I view the world in that way, I'm start thinking in that way, and it's impressed, the subconscious mind is going to start looking for situations and conditions and to start attracting people and opportunities in my life that reflect my self-image of being a winner. And from that position, when I take action, when I start actually physically doing things, instant result. I'm going to get the results of a winner because that's my self-image. That's me thinking from the state. And it doesn't matter what you write down. Once you start embodying those characteristic traits, your desires, you can just forget about them because they're going to automatically come to you. And you're going to be overwhelmed with all of it. You'll be surprised how fast and how accurate this can be. Like, I'm blown away by the things that I attract now. Like, the synchronicities are just beyond this world. The way the subconscious mind brings these things to you. I'll give you one more example. You ever buy a car or a new pair of shoes, a new phone, or go see a movie, and all of a sudden now you're seeing that movie on commercials all the time, right? Because it's been impressed on your subconscious mind. So now you're seeing this movie all the time. Now you're seeing that car that you bought everywhere. The car has been there. Your neighbor probably had that same car for years. Never noticed it because it wasn't important to you. The second you impress something on the subconscious mind, the brain gets to work and it finds it for you. It points it out. You attract it. You start to notice it. You start to see the world from who you are, your self-image. You see the world in that way. But before then, you weren't, which brings me back to what I said in the beginning. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. So self-image is so crucial when it comes to thinking from the state. This is what Neville Goddard meant. Thinking from the state. It's good to think of your desire because that's important. We all start off that way. You think of it as, oh, I want this. That's good. It starts off that way. But it doesn't end that way. You need to start working on your self-image. It's very crucial. So like I said, list out these traits. Look up the meaning to each individual. I don't care how often you use the word, like the word amazing. I looked up the word amazing today. I use it all the time, and I looked up the definition, and I was like, wait, what? And I found some words in there, and I looked those words up, and I went deeper and deeper and deeper to the point now I have such a clear, my subconscious mind has such a clear image of what that means. I'm constantly bombarded with amazing opportunities, amazing people, amazing results. I see amazing things. Like it's mind blowing. Like, take your time, folks. Take your time and do this. Write down those characteristic traits. Look up the meanings of the words of the kind of person that you believe has the things that you desire. So first, have your desire or your desires. It can be multiple. It doesn't matter. Think of the kind of person that has those. Focus on being that person, because the second your subconscious mind start looking for those, you're automatically going to start thinking, you're going to start thinking differently. You're going to start seeing the world differently. You're going to start naturally developing those habits. People that can help you develop those habits will come to you. Opportunities will come to you. And it just naturally happens. This is why you might hear it a lot, like, oh, manifestation, it has to be effortless, it has to be natural. Like, yeah, this is the natural way for it to happen. But it starts with the impression of the subconscious mind. And not the impression of your desires, but the impression of the person who has those desires. Because you can think of desires, and I can see the car that I want all day long on TV. I mean, I don't have it because I'm not that person. Who is that person who has that? And that's what you need to focus on, So I believe that's what it truly is, to think from the state of the wish fulfilled.